Okay, let's talk about a phrase that is so famous, it's practically part of our culture. I mean, you've seen it everywhere, right? Coffee mugs, posters, you name it. But what is it really asking of us? Let's dive in and unpack this powerful idea. Here it is. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Just let those words sit for a second. Simple, right? But the power in this quote is just how simple and how incredibly deep it really is. So yeah, we've all heard it a lot. Maybe we've even said it. But have we ever really stopped to take it apart? To look at it not just as a nice saying, but as an active, maybe even radical set of instructions? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. To really get this, we have to start right at the beginning. And the absolute key is that very first word, be. This isn't just some random verb. It's the entire foundation. It tells us that the starting point for everything is internal. It starts inside you. And check out this definition of be, a state of existence, of essence, embodiment. It's about who you are, not just the stuff you do. You see, the quote isn't just telling us to go out and do change. It's a much deeper instruction to first transform who you are on a fundamental level. We tend to think of changemakers as people of constant action, right? Protesting, building, speaking out. And all of that is so important. But this idea suggests that any action that doesn't come from the right internal place is kind of hollow. So it's not really about doing change. It's about becoming it. And that right there is the game changer. It's a total shift in perspective. Once you become the change, your actions just naturally flow from a place of authenticity. So if you want a more compassionate world, the journey starts with you becoming a more compassionate person. It's about making that change a core part of your identity. Okay, so if step one is to be, then what are we supposed to become exactly? That brings us to the next piece of the puzzle, the change. And this is all about how we turn a fuzzy, abstract wish into something real and concrete. And this is a fantastic, practical way to think about it. You don't just dream up the change. First, you observe the world around you. Step two, you identify the friction. What's not working? What feels wrong? Then, you envision the alternative. What would better actually look like? And finally, step four, you embody it. See how it loops right back to our first point? So, what this really means is that the change isn't some generic, vague goal. It's specific. It's personal. For example, if you see a lack of kindness in online comments, your change is to become a model of thoughtful, kind communication yourself. Suddenly, your vision is clear, it's tangible, and it starts with you. All right, so we have our internal state, the be, and we have our personal vision, the change. Now let's talk about the final piece, in the world. This is where all that internal work starts to create a very real, very external effect. I absolutely love this concept, the ripple effect. It's such a perfect visual for how this works. It shows that one person's internal transformation is never just a private thing. It's an act that naturally radiates outward. And it always, always starts with one single point of impact, you. It's your decision to be patient in a frustrating situation, or your choice to really listen when a friend is talking. That's the stone dropping into the quiet water. And that one little action doesn't just stop there, does it? It has energy. The person you were patient with feels a little less stressed, and maybe they pass that patience on to someone else later. Your embodied change actually inspires and influences the people around you. It spreads. So when you get enough of these individual ripples moving, they start to combine. They create a current and then a wave. This is how big change really happens. It's how a community becomes more connected or a culture becomes healthier. It all happens from the inside out. So, we've broken the quote down into its three key parts. Now, let's put it all back together and look at this powerful philosophy in action. Here it is, the core logic laid out nice and clear. Your internal state of being, that directly defines your personal actions, which is the change. And those actions are what create a real external impact in the world. It just clicks together so perfectly, doesn't it? If you take only one thing away from our time together, let it be this. Personal transformation isn't some selfish act that's separate from the world's problems. No way. It is the absolute prerequisite for any meaningful, lasting social transformation. So, let's look at these words one last time. Be the change you wish to see in the world. It's not just a nice quote anymore, is it? It's a roadmap. It's a powerful instruction manual for changing the world that starts with the only thing you ever truly have control over: yourself.
And in the end, these words aren't just a suggestion to be admired on a poster, they're a direct personal challenge. So I'll leave you with that question to think about. What change will you choose to be today?